Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Macomb Area Conference Soccer on Channel 6 CPHS. Tonight, our venue is beautiful Memorial Stadium in Port Huron, Michigan, where the Lady Big Reds from Port Huron High School take on their crosstown rivals, the Lady Huskies from Port Huron Northern. This is Randy Fernandez along with Dick Matska, and we'll bring you all the action of tonight's exciting contest. And Dick, reading in the newspaper, the first two times that these teams hooked up about a week and a half ago, Port Huron High was victorious 3-1 in a very cold evening, and it's anything but that tonight.
Certainly isn't a cold evening tonight, Randy. It looks like about 74 degrees. The wind's blowing about 20 knots out of the south. That'll be a distinct advantage in the first half for the visitors, the Port Huron Northern Huskies. They'll have that advantage for the first half. In the second half, the Port Huron High team will pick that up.
Well, again, as you've mentioned, Dick, a very beautiful evening here. Again, 7 o'clock game time start. In the earlier action here tonight, Port Huron Northern JV came away victorious with a final score of 4-0, and that is some JV team the Huskies have.
That sure is a fabulous squad they have. They're undefeated this season. I believe their record's 14-0 at this point.
Well, again, our referee for tonight's contest is Mr. Eric Swagels.
No, that's Rick Swagels.
Rick Swagels, thank you. And our linesmen are Eric Talberg and Scott Talmadge.
Right. These are all experienced veterans at officiating the game of soccer, and we're very fortunate in this area to have people of their talents available to do these games. This is the inaugural season for girls soccer here in Port Huron, and they're very fortunate to be able to play here at Memorial Field, which is a perfect venue for a girls soccer game.
Well, again, Port Huron High comes into tonight's contest 5-1-1 in the MAC Gold, 10-3-2 overall. In first place, Port Huron Northern 6-8-1 overall, 4-4-1 in the MAC Gold. Just underway, our 0-0 here, early action from Memorial Stadium.
That's an original play they started out with, where they kick it back to the midfielder, and then the midfielder has an opportunity to boom the ball forward. It's going to be difficult for Port Huron High to move the ball forward into this wind, although they are a very talented squad. If they keep the shots low, it'll be quite a game here in the first half.
Well, again, a very strong wind out of the south. I don't know if our camera crew can get a shot of the American flag there, but definitely hard wind out of the south. Better that than the north, I guess. We'd be, instead of shorts, we'd be in jackets and sweatshirts.
Yeah, we'd all have our longies on if it was coming out of the north. That's the interesting thing about Port Huron soccer. It's generally it's always been a spring sport. The temperature can go 20 degrees up or down at any moment. There was good pressure by the Big Reds right there. They crossed the ball from the out-of-bounds position. Okay, the goalies picked it up.
Well, Dana Kruger, number 11 for Port Huron High, got the first shot on goal. Easy save, though, by the Northern goalkeeper. Well, so far, it looks like Port Huron High has most of the pressure, and again, Northern with the win. That's not coming into play so far early on.
That's right. The wind's only a factor if the blue Port Huron Northern team can get it up there and move it down.
Good opportunity for Northern, but a beautiful save.
And you've got a goal for Northern. And just as we were talking about the wind caused the ball to bounce over that defender's head and gave an easy kick for the Port Huron Northern squad there.
I believe they're going to credit to the goal to the sophomore, number 15, Maura McCarthy. Public address announcer Eric Rucker will see who drew the assist on that play, but just a second ago I'm making a comment that High's on the attack, and just like that, how the tables turn.
Game of soccer happens very quickly, particularly when you've got a wind this size. It's just blowing good from the south, and it's a big advantage for the Northern Huskies.
15, Maura McCarthy, unassisted at the 2-minute mark.
Well, again, that is indeed Maura McCarthy, and it is unassisted at the 2-minute mark of the first half.
That's terrific. Maura is a sophomore at Port Huron Northern High School. She went to school last year over in Sarnia, and we'll attribute the year in the Sarnia School District as part of the reason she's such a fabulous soccer player here.
Well, again, she was Johnny on the spot. The Port Huron High goaltender made a nice stop on the first play, but again, Moore was right there for the rebound to kick it in.
Good thing about the game of soccer is the camera can make most of the play, show most of the play for us. The defender there is trying to move the ball out to the outside. The offense's job is try to get it right up in the middle area there so they get the best shot at the goal there. A good offense will try to spread the field, Randy, as much as possible. A good defense tries to corner it into a smaller area. It's easier to cover the players that way. Here we have Maggie Bales throwing it in. Whoops, slipped off the foot there. So the Big Reds get the throw in now. You'll notice that the only time the players can handle the ball with their hands is when it's out of bounds, with the exception of the goalkeeper, who can handle the ball at any time inside what we'll call the hot box, which is that large area directly in front of the goal there.
Well, we've got a Northern throw-in after Erica Sofa with the ball now. Nice move by Erica. Had headbutted it out of bounds. Number 9, Jackie Nichols on the attack now for the Big Reds.
Ball's moved back up into the midfield area, although it appears that the Big Reds still are controlling the play. Big Reds get the ball out of bounds on that kick out of bounds. They'll do a throw-in from there.
Well, I'll tell you, there's definitely a lot of running, very fast-paced with a 40-minute half. Basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Dick, no stops except for an injury or a timeout. Is that correct?
Generally speaking, the only time you'll stop is when you have an injury, or, for example, right here, we're going to have a goal kick. That's what the referee, Rick Swagels, is signifying. Goal kick means the offensive team kicked it over the goal line, and the defensive team did not touch it. Good strategy for some of you younger players. In this case, although with the wind it'll cause the ball to rise and fly a little further, you can set up a wall just as they did there. It was a fairly well spread out wall. The player can knock the ball down and take it directly to the goal. You must wait for the ball to exit the hot box before you try to kick it back in, though.
Also in soccer, isn't spacing a key? Is it sort of like hockey where you shouldn't have all your men, or in this case women, in one area, or am I wrong on that?
No, that's absolutely correct. The offense wants to spread out the field as much as possible. That'll give them alleyways that they can take the ball to the net. The defense, on the other hand, wants to try and jam everybody into a little itty-bitty space there. Here we go. We have Port Huron Northern kicking the ball out of bounds, so the High will get a throw-in. Very quickly done there. The sideline servicing of the ball people is very good here. I notice, Randy, we have people along the far wall there just in case somebody runs out of bounds for their own safety. That's a pretty good idea to have here on this field.
Well, no doubt about it, and I think that's to the school district's credit that they're taking every precaution to make sure that that nobody gets hurt out here. I mean, there are enough injuries on the playing field. Soccer, again, you get kicked in the shins there, and things of that nature does happen, but we don't need any other problems out here.
Okay, we have a break here for Port Huron High. They can control the ball here. Okay, we've got a throw in here for Northern. The goal scorer, Maura McCarthy, threw that one in there.
It appears for Port Huron High, the two main offensive threats are number 11, Dana Kruger, number 2, Erica Sofa, and looks like 7, Melissa Rucker is the main defender that falls back there to cut off any penetration by the Lady Huskies.
That's the way this game seems to be building up. There's no doubt that wind is affecting the Port Huron High players. Okay, now, Randy, that's an interesting one there. That's a interference call on number 3, Maggie Bales, it looked like, and the Big Reds will get a free kick. This is a indirect free kick at this point. Oh, we had a handball. we don't watch out, we'll cover all the rules of the game. Number 10 there, that's Heather Rankin. She touched the ball with her hand, and once again, we're going to get a direct shot now from number 5, Lori Milliken. Goalie handled it nicely. Big punt out.
Oh, that one goes up into the stands, but you can't keep it. It's not like professional sports. You got to throw that back in. Again, our score 1-0 early on. Port Huron Northern in the lead with 32:07 remaining in the first half. We've got a substitution for the Lady Big Reds. Number 32, Stacy Hunger, checks in for Coach Jerry Frentz, Big Reds. Pardon me, that's 22, McCole Luna, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Okay, next year we put in the budget for a spotter. I'll tell you.
There we go. That ball never went into play. Consequently, it's okay. We have another throw in down there by the Big Reds. Defensive, good strategy down there by Maggie Bales. When you don't have full control of the ball, kick it out, stop the play, and reassemble your defensive players.
You can possibly hear Coach Paul Jones yelling out instructions to his Lady Huskies.
That was a big opportunity by the Big Reds. They almost had a goal there, but the wind helped the ball slide past the net. And we'll get a goal kick right now by the Northern Huskies.
We've got some wholesale substitutions for the Lady Huskies. Looks like number 40, Stacy Palladino, number 9, Carrie Petz, and number 2, Jill Jameson check in at the 30-32 mark.
Soccer is an excellent team sport. They learn the duties of playing with their fellow players instead of just being an individual out there. Gives them an opportunity to learn to blend better with their friends. It's a social experience for all of them.
Well, one thing also, Dick, that soccer has done is that maybe on the negative side to some extent, it has taken away some of these fine players out here. Used to be on the girls track team or the girls softball team, so they might have lost a little bit there, but you wouldn't know it by the fine seasons both of these teams are having in respectively in track and softball. However, what it's done on the positive side, which I think far outweighs it, it's given a lot of these girls that didn't play either one of those sports an opportunity to come out, be part of a team experience, and learn a little bit, and I think that far outweighs the negative.
That certainly does. There's no question. If you can get more kids out there participating in school sports and the activities available, it just gives them less time for other things to happen to them. And soccer is excellent exercise for all of them. As you can see, folks, they run end to end all the time.
Hopefully later on, Dick, you can talk about the youth programs here, the AYSO youth leagues that have sprung up all over the last few years and are growing more popular by the day.
That'll be great. No problem. This could become a pretty good offensive opportunity for Port Huron Northern. I noticed the wind's dying a little bit here. Big throw in. There we have it. Kick in front. Maura McCarthy was going for a second goal there. Okay. The Big Reds cleared it out very nicely. One thing you'll notice, if you got a smart squad, they'll kick the ball out diagonally to the outside rather than trying to kick it down the middle. Particularly on a day like today with the wind the way it is. If kicking it down the middle, it would come right back at you.
Well, number 9 for Port Huron High, Jackie Nichols, did do a nice job there on the defensive end. Again, Northern on the throw-in.
Got some really talented players out here, Randy. They're doing a fantastic job right now. These are tough conditions playing defense into the face of this wind.
Well, again, not too much of a crowd when we first started, but they're still filtering in. And again, the first time these two teams met, there were about 150 people, and I think we're getting close to that, if not more.
Well, they'll be coming in for the first half, no problem. And some of the other athletes who have finished their games on the fields here at Port Huron High will be joining the crowd.
Well, it appears both coaches early on going to their bench early. Again, a lot of stamina to play this sport, and again, these girls need a break. Very few, I believe, will play the whole 80 minutes.
Yeah, it's mighty tough to play 80 minutes straight. You will have a couple of players that will be out there. Your goalkeepers oftentimes play the whole 80 minutes. Some of your midfielders and defenders can play the whole 80 minutes there too.
Number 13 for Northern, Dina Curry, did a nice job stopping the penetration of Erica Sofa. I'll tell you, Erica Sofa and Melissa Rucker and Andrea Kraus for Northern, these are ladies that excel in about every sport that they play. They're on the basketball team, they're on the varsity club, they're good students, just all around fine young ladies. And again, that's just to name a few of them out here.
Yep. No question, sports builds better students. See, that was the correct play. You'll notice the number 11 there had her feet out of bounds, or at least part of her feet out of bounds, but the ball itself had not gone out of bounds there. So the ball has to go out of bounds itself, and it does not have to touch the ground when it goes out of bounds. A ball in the air that passes the out of bounds line is considered out of bounds.
Yeah, Rucker again doing a nice job defensively.
Trying to control that middle section of the field down there. You can control. We almost had a breakaway there.
Nice header there by Crimmins.
You notice that ball was out of bounds. Even though she caught it before it touched the ground, it's still an out-of-bounds ball. And Scott Talmadge, the linesman on this side of the field, caught that very nicely. Nice job there, ref.
More substitutions for Northern. Number 12, Melissa Papanaw, and number 25, Don Sanchina, I believe, have checked in for
That's
Coach
Da
Jones.
Sansonot. Her dad, Nick, is the works down at the McMorran Ice Rink. And her folks own the restaurant. That's the Thai restaurant downtown Port Huron. Getting that in for everybody, I know.
Why not?
Except you and me.
Why not?
More substitution here. One of the things you're going to notice, Randy, is they're trying to slow the game down a little bit, give all the girls a chance to get a breather. It is fairly warm for them right now. They haven't played a lot of warm games yet. So this will be a factor. We have a breakaway possibly. Oh,
Nice play by number 40 for Northern.
That's Stacy Palladino there. She made a nice stop there at midfield. She is a defender. She's gone down into the hot box there.
Nichols trying to get away from the two defenders. Excuse me there, Dick.
That's okay. The Port Huron High team has a great shot there and a big goal right there.
With number 39, Laura Mangai, the Northern goalkeeper, got her hands on it but deflected it into the east corner of the net, and we're knotted at 1-1 coming at the 24-19 mark left in the first half.
That play was started strictly by Erica Sofa out there in the midfield area, forcing the ball.
39, Laura Mangai. Assist, number 11, Dana Kruger. And number 9, Jackie Nichols. Time to go, 15 minutes.
Well, Nichols did a nice job in the corner there, getting away from the Northern defenders to get it out front. Kruger gets the other assist and the goal by Mangai. Mangai, I believe, also one of the leading scorers for Coach Jerry Frent's team this year.
Yeah, right now Laura has 6 goals with 6 assists. Pretty much a perfect balance for any good soccer player. She's had extensive AYSO training before, and she's played on the Storm travel teams. She's an excellent team leader. She's the captain of this squad, and also an excellent center midfielder.
Well, again, tough break for Northern as the Northern goalkeeper did a nice job handling it, but unfortunately a little bit too high, deflected it into the net. Rucker doing a nice job getting away from the Northern defender. She'll bring it up. Both these teams victorious last night. Port Northern coming away with a 4-2 decision here at Memorial Stadium against East Detroit. And Northern also claimed a 2-1 hard-fought decision over Warren Cousino at Cousino. Again, that coming last night, Monday evening. Again, 1-1 our score. This is Channel 6 CPHS.
It's a good throw in there on that side, even though it's going up into the wind there. The Port Huron High girls squad here is putting on a pretty good display of handling the ball going down that right side. Is that Nichols again out there?
Yes, it is.
You have Erica Sofa, who almost split the defense right there.
And Manguy, who has the only goal for Port Huron High, she raises her hand saying that field goal's good, but the wrong sport, but maybe she should try out for the Port Huron High football team as their place kicker. In fact, you laugh at that maybe, but a lot of, in men's professional football and college, a lot of the place kickers definitely started out as soccer players.
Yep, absolutely started out as soccer players. I don't think we want to start another controversy on for this particular area. Okay, we've got a throw in coming up from the Port Huron Northern side. Stacy Palladino is going to do the throw in there. Stacy's a sophomore. Oh, we got a switch there. Melissa Papanaw is apparently going to do the throw in there. Okay, across the front. The danger of that type of throw in, Randy, you saw it right there. Erica Sofa almost slipped in to steal the ball and take a free break right at the goalie. Generally speaking, particularly in that case, it's much safer to throw the ball directly up your sidelines where you can control it, and if you can't handle it properly, you can kick it out of bounds.
Now, Dick, have you heard, is there any word that possibly next year you might see a men's division here for these respective teams, or for right now it's just going to be the women's playing?
Well, I understand there will be a men's division in the fall, and I believe they're going to be playing at the new field over at Port Huron Northern's athletic fields. They're working on getting 2 soccer fields, a junior varsity and a varsity field put together over there. I don't know whether they've finished the drawings and finished the plan at this point, though. But soccer's here to stay, folks. It's a great game throughout the world. Last time they ran the World Cup, over 15 billion people watched the World Cup on TV, which is far and away the largest number of people watching any one athletic event at any particular time.
Well, again, soccer may not be the #1 sport yet in the United States, but in some countries it is the only sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And sad to say that in some countries they even go to such an extreme as players who have not performed properly in big games have been injured or even murdered.
They take it to another extreme. That's
you bet.
That's for sure. And you're right, it's a big money sport in the foreign countries.
Sure is. Excellent play there by number 39, Laura Manguy. Going down the sideline there. Dana Kruger got a nice foot into that ball.
Again, Northern strategy early on. They've really fallen back with their defense a little bit. I think trying to stop Erica Sofa and Manguy from the first time these two teams played, scouted them a little better, and done a fairly good job so far. Again, being knotted at 1 here.
That's right. Pretty good job. Beverly Herber just kicked that ball out of bounds. We get a Northern throw in there. Sarah Graham's handling the ball at this point. You'll notice they keep their elbows up to protect themselves. Oop, almost slipped through there. Northern would have had a breakaway.
Now, most of these young ladies would be wearing shin pads also, or is that not allowed?
Shin pads are mandatory in this sport, even for the youngest soccer players. That's what, before the game, the ref lines everybody up, checks their shin pads, makes sure they don't have any jewelry, nothing that can cut them. If they're wearing glasses, generally speaking, they'll want some sort of protection for the glasses not to fall off. Good defensive play there by the Port Huron High squad, just stopping it, kicking it back in the direction of the Northern goal.
Well, again, we alluded to it, Northern victorious in the JV game, and then right behind us, Port Huron High varsity boys baseball team victorious tonight over Roseville, I think by a score of 7-2.
Oh, that's terrific. That's quite a player on this side. Dana Kruger's doing a terrific job handling the ball on the sidelines there. It's a tough position. It's easy to have it slip out of bounds. Here we go. We have a bumping infraction called by the referee, Rick Swagels. Mr. Swagels is a noted local attorney here in Port Huron.
Well, that makes him a good referee because he's used to handling disputes.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely true. That was Colleen Crimmins there handling the ball, giving it a header. It slipped out of bounds. It was a good way to control the ball, though, using your head. It's a good way to score in front of the net also.
Number 12 coming out of the game, Melissa Papinall. Number 15, Maura McCarthy, who has the only goal for the Lady Huskies, checks back in for Coach Paul Jones.
Yeah, Maura's a very aggressive player, likes to play the game of soccer. He's a good runner, good all-around athlete there, Randy.
And the goalkeeper comes far out of her net to grab that one.
You'll notice she can handle the ball for about another 3 steps beyond where she actually punted that ball. That's the end of the hot box right there for the fans that don't know how far out the hot box goes.
Dana Kruger bringing it in on the east sideline, kicked out of bounds. Another substitution for both teams here, 8 and 22 respectively for Port Huron High. That's Jennifer Alexander and McCall Luna. And number 13, Dina Curry, checks back in. Hey, you got to be ready at every given moment when the coach is going to call your number until you get in there.
Yeah, it's a quick-moving game. You can only substitute. Both sides can substitute at any time when there's a kick, and the team with the ball on a throw-in can substitute at that point in time. That was a nice play by McCarthy again. Oh, Erica Sofa almost went.
And again, Mangai, Johnny on the spot, but a little bit too strong. Well, again, no doubt, Kruger, Mangai, Sofa, to name a few. Jackie Nichols, the other one. Again, basically the offensive threats for Coach Jerry Frent. Both Coach Frent and Jones have been involved, I believe, with AYSO soccer, and it's nice to have these gentlemen come out and give of their time for their respective high schools.
Yeah, unfortunately, Randy, you normally see the same people at the games doing the coaching and the refereeing, whether it's baseball or soccer or hockey, whatever. Coach Jones and his assistant, Daryl McCarroll, work the Port Huron Northern hockey squad also. More participation by all the parents. I know we're all short of time, but believe me, there'll be 25 before you know it, and they'll be gone. And you, particularly, Randy, with young ones, get out there and spend your time with them. My youngest is turning 15 this week, so. And my goodness, she's going to learn how to drive soon.
Now that is scary.
That's okay, Laura. I'm sure things will be fine once we get you in the right car. We just haven't found the tank yet.
Well, we've got a whistle.
We could have an injury out on the field there, Randy.
Definitely trying to catch the number. Her back's to us, but Coach McCarroll runs out along with the Northern trainer. Looks like she got kicked in the thigh area.
Yeah.
We'll try to sort that out as soon as we can. Again, one of the few times again that the clock does stop on an injury.
Yep.
Injury comes with 14:29 remaining in the first half, so we've played well over a half of a half, so to speak.
Well, let's see here. She's moving around okay, so that's a positive sign.
Well, again, as you alluded to, this is our inaugural contest for soccer on Channel 6 EPHS. We hope to cover more games for you next year. We're kind of using this game as a test case, and again, not a bad crowd here tonight, and hopefully people enjoy the broadcast, and we bring you more high school soccer in the very near future.
Well, you know, there's a contributing factor here to the size of the crowd. For the most part, most people were thinking the game was going to be played tomorrow night. But in fact, recently, as the late end of last week, one of the coaches wasn't sure when the game was going to be played. So, unfortunately, if you fans were not able to get here on the spot, you can see the game on the tape delay.
Looks like it's number 5. We'll try to set that out. Senior Sarah Smith got the binoculars on it, and is indeed number 5. Smith walking off on her own. I'm sure a little hurt and a little mad, but I'm sure we'll see Sarah back out there very shortly.
Is that Sarah Graham there? Sarah Graham there? She's a forward, yeah. Senior
number
there?
5,
yeah.
Smith or Graham?
Graham. Hope we got you right there, Sarah. Hope you feel okay now. And there was a penalty call. There was a penalty call there. No, you're right. It's Sarah Smith and Aaron Graham.
So we get a free kick here? Is that
we get a free kick at the goal.
Oh, and a nice...
great stop there by the Port Huron High.
Dawn Thomas took the kick, but the goalkeeper for Northern
made a terrific stop.
I don't know. I'm trying to sort out our goalkeeper. It's either Renee Hess or Stacy Hunger tonight. I believe it's Renee.
I'm not absolutely certain who's in goal. You notice they wear a different color jersey there so that they can be identified by the referee and all the other players. Generally speaking, most of the time you should score on penalty kicks like that. That can be a great momentum builder for the Big Reds here.
She kind of kicked that one right at her. Didn't really have to move too much.
Yeah.
Now, could she have penetrated in on that kick like in hockey on a breakaway, or no, you have to kick the ball where it sits, so
you
to
kick
speak?
The ball from the spot where it sits. The goalie has to have their heels on the end line until the ball is released. And that's when the ball's kicked. And you get one good shot at it. But the ball is a live ball, and you can the rest of the team can go in and score on that play if you get to the ball.
So if she would not have grabbed it and there would have been a rebound, Sarah or any of the Northern players could have kicked it in.
That's right, Randy. You can go. It's a live ball, and you can kick that right in the net. And that's something you younger players should be very aware of. You stay right on the edge of the hot box. You're only 3 or 4 yards from where the ball starts. Chase it down and kick it in. Goal scorers are just simply aggressive kickers. Here's another break for Port Huron Reds.
Nice defense there by 40, Stacy Palladino.
There we go. That's in and out. Off the head of number 11, Dana Kruger. Dana, you're going to have to change your ponytail there so you can knock them all in with your headers.
Number 9, Carrie Petz checks back in for Northern. Hopefully our listening audience can hear that horn, and when that horn goes off, that is a time for substitution. Nice play by number 2, Jill Jamison.
Yep.
But stolen away by Manguy.
There's Kelly Taggart with the ball. And we get a direct kick right at the goal. Big boot.
Nice play by Rucker to knock it away from her net.
Could have a break. That's smart defense by Palladino. Fill that empty zone and kick it back at the goal. One thing you'll notice is that the Port Huron Northern team seems to be rotating to the left side of the field. They need to spread their squad out a little better there. Get more advantage that way.
Well, this is a big game for both teams, regardless of the record, just because of the rivalry. But again, Port Huron High in first place in the MAC Gold, so a lot at stake here for Port Huron High. And again, Northern, who got beat by High a week ago, looking to split the season with them. So again, fine contest so far. Again, knotted at 1-1, a little over 10 minutes left in the first half.
Big game for both teams today, Randy. Big game.
And again, the stamina comes into play. Again, both teams coming off a game last night, so back-to-back games. So no rest for the weary, so to speak.
You'll find some of the players who are injured from last night's game. The adrenaline will make them play better for a while.
Now, can either one of these coaches call a timeout? Are timeouts allowed, or do you get, like in basketball, you get 3 a half or anything like that, Dick?
There are no official timeouts in the game of soccer at this level.
So basically, the coaching has to come from the sideline, basically just yelling in instructions. Then you really can't call all your players over like other sports and kind of huddle up and talk to them.
Well, you'll notice when we had the injured player Sarah Smith on the field, both coaches had their teams over on the sidelines. Were discussing strategy with them at that point. Mark McCarthy made a nice throw in, and then. Old Dana Kruger seems to be in on about 50% of the play there. Kicked it into number 12, Melissa Papineau. It bounced out of bounds, so it gives the Big Reds the ball. There you go. Big Reds get another good throw in there. One of the things the Big Reds are trying to do is throw all those throw-ins right down the sideline. Port Huron Northern's leading them out about 5 yards. It's quite a good throw-in by Maura McCarthy there. They just keep moving right down the field. This one will go out into the middle of the field instead of down the sidelines. Jill Jamison got a good header on that. Donna Sansonot got her foot on it. Let's go. We got to turn it around and get it towards the goal there, Northern. The Big Reds are doing everything they can to stop it. Nice stop there by number 7, Melissa Rucker. Good control of the ball, kicked it out of bounds, gives her defense a chance to get everything back in shape.
Well, we've talked about this rivalry again. Port Huron High looking to avenge some losses from yesterday with the Port Huron Northern boys baseball team coming away with a victory over the Big Reds, and then Port Huron Northern women's softball team also victorious 1-0 over the Big Reds. So the Big Reds trying to save some face here by coming up with a big soccer victory here tonight.
That was a good stop there by Jill Jamison. She handled the ball nicely there. And once again, Melissa Rucker is doing a fantastic job back there on defense. Now, if you're lucky to have a few good players like Melissa, you can really control the defensive end of the field very nicely.
Almost a good pass there to number 7, Rachel Kearns, but pass a little bit just too far out in front. Yeah, I'll tell you, another stride there, and she had the whole corner of the net. Northern would have been up by 1. Got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yep, there's never enough of those in a good soccer game. There's a good kick
By Dawn Thomas.
Yep.
Now, one of those...
I think Dawn's their leading scorer there, Randy, for the Port Huron Northern Husky team.
I believe so, too. Now, what I noticed there was she kicked it right away. She had some room to maneuver in, decided to kick it from about, 20 feet out and went awry.
Well, in the heat of the battle, sometimes you never quite know the exact feel, whether you should go for the net or you should get your kickoff as quickly as possible. You're right, second judgment, she probably would have taken the ball closer to the net and forced the play.
Maggie Bales had a nice shot on that for Northern, just was a little bit wide. And again, Northern on the attack. Again, they've got the wind to their advantage, but they've only got that for another 6 minutes, and then Port Huron High will have that. Oh, and we've got Nice,
big goal
nice
there.
Kick there by Northern. I don't think the Port Huron High goalkeeper saw it at all. Just a nice shot into the corner of the net, and we'll let the public address announcer sort out the assists and the goals on that.
Fortunately for him, he has the advantage of the referee assisting him if need be.
Kind of caught me off guard there. I looking down. Next thing I know, nice kick into the corner of the net. Northern up by 1, 2-1 again, with just under 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Get some wholesale changes there. Number 18, Sarah Kovac, and number 23, Sarah Jones going in.
Northern goal scored by number 14, Dawn Thomas. Assist, number 9, Carrie Pitts, and number 7, Rochelle Kern. Time of the goal, 35 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing on that goal. Dawn Thomas is only a freshman according to my stat sheet, so 3 years on varsity there, and again, fine young player for Coach Paul Jones.
I think she'll have 3 more years, total of 4 years there on varsity, unless she moves off to college too early.
Well, I think, again, any goal is a big goal, but I think that was very important because, again, I think if you'd have to say if this half would have gone down 1-1, I think you got to give that credit to Port Huron High because, again, they've been against the wind.
Yep.
I think if you're Northern, you've got to get that 1 or 2 goal advantage minimum and then try to hold off Port Huron High in the second half.
Yeah, there's no question the wind has been a factor in the first half here. It's definitely been a big aid to the Port Huron Northern Husky team.
You know, I asked you before the contest, you know, what do you, like football, you do the coin flip, what end do you take? And you said to go on the attack from the get-go because you never know that wind might shift, so you better take it while you got it.
That's right. You know, we were playing a game last week at AYSO, Division I girls, and we took advantage of the wind. We were able to score 3 goals in the first half. Unfortunately, they scored 3 goals when they had the win, too, so it ended up a good tie, and everybody had a good time. Oh, ball slipped out of bounds there. Came off Heather Rankin's foot. So we're going to get a good throw in here from the Big Reds.
One thing I've noticed about soccer, since again you can play it at a young age and everybody can get involved, it's more of a family, a picnic-y type. You know, you could turn it into a family thing and get a bucket of chicken, so to speak, and enjoy the weather and things of that nature. And again, a good family type sport where mom and dad comes out with brothers and sisters to support their siblings.
Yeah, and you get a lot of grandparents coming out to see their children play. The game of soccer, fortunately, lasts longer, and there's more activity for all the players on the field. Oftentimes, a game of baseball can end up being a 1-0 contest where the pitchers are dueling it out. In soccer, there's activity all the time, and a tying goal by the Port Huron High Big Reds.
I believe that's Mangai, her second on the corner kick. Was right there to boot it straight up into the net, and I believe Mangai will get credit for the goal. We'll sort that out for you, and again, we're knotted at 2 with 3:15 to go in the half.
Port Huron goal, her second of the night, number 39, Laura Mangai. Assist, number 9, Jackie Nichols. Mangai.
Well, Mangai again, her second, and Nichols, her second assist.
Well, that play, that was an excellent corner kick, laying it right out in front of the net at the far post, and it allowed them to just kick it dead into the top section of the net. It's crucial controlling that ball in your own defensive end. And right now, it looks like the Port Huron High team is pressing the issue. They're going to try and get another one before the end of the half there to really get a good piece of control in this game. There usually are not a lot of goals scored in a soccer match. Many soccer matches are won 1-0 or 2-1. When you get an advantage, particularly because you know you're going to get the win in the second half, it could be the determining factor right here. If they can get another goal, Northern has to fight it off and get the ball down there, and they've got to get that 1-goal lead once again.
You know, this rivalry, again, if you look if you look at the overall win and loss record, again, Port Huron High 10-3-2 and Northern 6-8-1. But it's just like anything else. Nobody cares. You just know that that's a person you've grown up with that lives on the other end of town, and you want to beat that person when you play them. And it's funny this year, Dick, even with their with the commencement speakers at the senior level. Port Huron Northern pulls off quite a coup by getting Ross Perot to be their commencement speaker, and then Port Huron High turns around and gets former Miss America, Lonnie Ray Rafko, I believe her last name is. So I don't know. Some people rather see Ross, but a lot of people like to see the former Miss America too. So again, some high-profile, so to speak, commencement speakers for each respective school this year.
You probably can't get a ticket to either one of them, too. They'd probably be sold out already.
I just like about 5 minutes of business strategy with Ross on where you should invest your money. I think that would be helpful.
Great opportunity by Port Huron High. They were real pressing the issue. The goalkeeper for the Northern Huskies made a great play stopping that ball right there. It's a good opportunity to move the ball up now by Northern's team, but they're being controlled pretty handily right now by the Big Reds.
35 seconds left in the half. Again, knotted at 2.
This is the longest run-in I've ever seen on a free
Melissa
kick.
Rucker going about 40 yards.
They weren't sure which way the ball was going, so the defense backed up. Nice hook kick out of bounds, but still a good job. Keep pressing the issue. We got 15 seconds left.
Well, that almost had to be a set play. They must have done that before with Melissa running that far. Again, 4 seconds, 3 as the seconds tick down to the end of the half.
The half is ended.
And again, after 40 minutes of action here at Memorial Stadium, our score, the Lady Big Reds 2, the Lady Huskies 2. We'll be back with second half action after these commercial messages.